Hello, everyone, and welcome to a special episode of Tub Talk. Breaking news. I don't know how you do that thing, but yeah, it's whatever that is. But yeah, special episode. I know I'm saying special just because we haven't done one in a while, so it's not really. It's going to be out of order with the ones that we have that have not been edited, I guess is what you call it.
I think you're
Put on the YouTube.
those are old news stuff, really.
They are old news, so I don't even. Yeah, we'll put them up there still because they have a numeric order in which they are, and then we can see if we were right or wrong. Because I don't even know what's all in that.
I don't know.
But we have people catching up too, so it's kind of good that we're just doing this one. But this will be out. Will be out Friday. We're gonna make sure it's out Friday because the blog happened today, and that's what we're talking about. This blog. So we're gonna dive one. Oh, by the way, I'm Viz,
I'm Sable.
and this is just us chilling in the hot tub talking about MSF. And yeah, we had something come out today, so we gotta get to it. So let's dig in as I get the jets off.
What's off Earth Creek? That's what he says.
Does he dig in as I get the jets off?
And then Boyan says let's
Well, he means
down.
different when he says get the jets off. He's like giving handies under the table.
No, you said let's
Oh.
dig in.
Dig in?
That's what I swore.
Isn't dig in something that you just do? I don't know. I don't pay. Do you think like I actually watched the guy?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, I have no
I swore
idea.
that was somebody's catchphrase.
That's everybody's. Dig in is just a thing. Let's dig in.
I don't want to offend anybody. These people get so sensitive in this community.
Oh
You're
no,
taking
these
my
butterflies.
viewers.
Oh, Lord
So-
have mercy. Yeah, as we're losing currently to Updog, Mark Your Mark, and Maculey.
Yeah.
I guess he plays the game. That's good. I mean, he's an envoy. I don't know what else the fuck he does, but at least he plays the game. He's not very good, but it's really, really shitty alliance. I don't know how the fuck we're losing to it, to be honest. I mean, they all have, like, Mephisto, because that's all they go for. They have, like, purple-geared tunes on some of their war defenses. They just have Mephistos.
Yeah, 66 mil and who's got Mephisto. Well, good for you. You built just for Mephisto and raids. Bravo.
Yeah, they're not board clearing us or anything. They're not even doing very good. We just had so many attacks into Mephistos that it's hard. So I think they just basically collected a bunch of Mephistos in one alliance, called it good. Good is pretty
Win
much
or
what it
lose,
is.
that's all it is right now.
Looks like
If
it's
you have
like 20 of
Mephisto,
them.
you win.
Yeah, it's like 20 of them. So yeah, it's crazy. But anyways, so we're gonna get into this thing.
Which is funny because he's the one that does the war counter sheets, and heaven forbid he actually tell fucking alliances how to beat Mephistos.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
they didn't one tap.
No,
We're the only
that's
ones
why
that
I
one
was-
tapped.
Yeah, I was looking to check to see. I'm like, oh, do they have the secret code?
Yeah,
Nope,
we had
they
2 one
doubled
taps.
it.
They had 0, so
Yeah,
that's whatever. We only have 4 Mephistos on ours.
I think
it's 4.
2 of them are small. It's not even
Yeah,
big.
4s, whereas they had like 20, so we were able to single tap 2. So yeah, that's cool. But anyways, going forward, I'll talk about that because yeah, that's frustrating. I mean, I had over 200 million damage and got my 14 attacks in on both accounts. So I don't know why other people can't. But anyways, moving forward, we're talking about the blog that came out today. So this blog, so a while back, they were generous. Scopely was generous. And I saw the writing on the wall. And I don't know if I said it in a Tub Talk or not. I don't know if it's back there. You kind of got to look through and see. But I know I said it in chat a few times. I said, watch with the increase in power cores that they make the orbs for releases more of a necessity. I said, just watch. I said, either they're going to make it so that that's a hard unlock only by the power cores, or they're going to increase the price of the power cores and do something like put the empowered abilities like 5 pieces or 2 pieces in with the orbs to release a character. So you'll get like the same 6 to 180 of the character, which you're only going to get 6, 8, and 20 probably. And then like 2 to 5 pieces of whatever empowered ability they want to do.
Well, even all of them just rando, because then you'll never know, like those other orbs.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, they could just put whoever on the team or whatever has to do with that team in the same one. So yeah, they'll want to do one of those 2 BSs, and well, guess what we got today in a blog post. Do you want to word what it is? Because you put it more eloquently than I did. So what was the blog post basically about?
rewarding the Krakens and the spenders and those who want to core and unlock tunes day one. If you don't core spend to get these tunes day one, you won't get this tune in an event or a milestone or a pass for up to 60 days.
Well, you don't have to core day one. The orbs are going to stay.
They'll stay longer, but the milestone events and anything linked to it, the character being required for things, you're going to need, especially with these raid teams coming out, you need them now. The raids are already here.
Right.
You know, if you don't core and get that tune day one, week one, you're not going to see that tune at an unlock at all for up to 30 to 60 days. So this Annihilator's release is what every team going forward is going to be. They'll have a pity system where they throw some orbs at you, and then you have a milestone, so if you open 20, you'll get an extra shard of them. But yeah, now these event orbs and these tune orbs, these one shard, where they claim they've got math and statistics. Well, I've got math and statistics that prove the opposite, because you can do that with anything. You're looking at the right numbers. But they say that on average, more people cored the Illuminati and the Annihilators. Well, duh, Illuminati you said was linked to an epic tune that was being vaulted after his release.
Captain Britain.
Captain Britain. You're not going to be able to get it.
And you had to have 5 stars.
Yeah. Well, duh. Shit tons of people are going to core that shit. Like, come on.
Right.
And then,
the second one?
Arena. Annihilators. Well, duh, that's the #1 income for cores.
Because they just upped the cores prices.
Yeah, because the rewards are better. And now...
So everybody wanted the meta that was in Arena, even though only one of those tunes you actually use.
Yep.
Gladiator.
Every counter, everything is all just Gladiator.
Gladiator.
Yep, that's all you need. The rest of the team was sold as a cash grab.
So speaking of Gladiator, and we're going to stay on that subject, because that's pretty much what we're talking about in this thing. This is just like a quick release of breaking news. So staying on Gladiator. So I run 5 accounts, 4 of which are free to play. My main, I do buy the character releases when they come out, and that's pretty much it. Every once in a while I'll be like, oh, there's a $20 for 12 uniques for 4 different characters deal, you know, Crimson. I might get that, but that's pretty much it. Or if there's alliance milestones and we're really close and it's going to help the whole team, I'll buy a milestone deal to help us get to that next milestone to help the whole team, not for myself, for the whole team. I'm not worrying about personal goals and milestones. It doesn't mean shit to me. If it's going to help other people, I'm down. So anyways, 4 free to play, 1 that I actually purchased. So on my beginner account, I do not have Gladiator, Thanos. No, I do have Gladiator, don't have Gora, Thanos. On my 2 middle free to play accounts, I do not have Thanos, but I do have Gore and Gladiator. And then on my other that's up in Earth with me, which is the higher TCP free-to-play account, I don't have Gore or Thanos, but I have Gladiator. So that just shows that it is random. I do the same thing on the 4 mains, not my beginner, but I do the same thing on my 4 mains every day. It's the same amount of campaigning energy, the same amount of arena attacks, the same amount of crucible autos, you know, to do my 18 attacks per round, because I just go through my blitz squads because I don't give a shit. The same amount of raid battles, different raids for 2 of them than there are for 2. We're doing Orcus and Spotlight in one, we're only doing Incursion 2 and Spotlight in the other, so there's a little difference there. And the War Leagues are a little different, so golden resources and stuff, but 2 that are the same, 2 are the same, and then 1 that is a beginner, and the 2 that are top sames, 1's a free-to-play, 1 I actually spend for the character releases. And they are completely different on how many shards I have unlocked, how many shards I have to not unlock. I only have 60 out of the 100 for Gore, I think it was 100. I only have like 60, and I barely have 40 for Thanos.
Yeah, it's ridiculous that they think going forward, getting a tune
and I'm top 100. I'm top 150 in every account, And the 2 that I have in Earth, I'm top 101, and my main is now top 50 because I have Mephistos at 35 now.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not getting past there. So I'm top 50 now on that. So, I mean, there's a little difference, but not much. Maybe an orb a day.
But a highly engaged player shouldn't be.
And the fact that it's that RNG based that I have those, I'm constantly just getting Surfer and opening 12 orbs. And that's all I see is Surfer, which I have a shit ton of. I don't need. It's Ultimate's food that I don't really use. Because on my 2 bigger accounts, I have everybody at 7 stars because I'm highly engaged. So I don't need the Ultimate's food for that stuff because they're all at 7 stars.
Waiting for bumps, you're going to wait 3 months for the tunes to be added to the Ultimate stores. You're going to be waiting Ultimate credits for days.
Well, once that first wave of tunes comes out, you're going to start using them more and more.
Yeah.
But you are going to be waiting until that first rotation comes through.
But they don't want people hoarding. Hello, you just...
Well, they're making us hoard power cores.
Yep. You now have to hoard.
You have to hoard power cores.
Which obviously, because Mobile was saying hoarding his power cores just the other day in a video, an offer review we watched. And well, now you know why.
Well, and that's the thing. These guys that are streamers, they can't say certain things because of the NDA, right? Isn't that what it's called, NDA? Mm-hmm. But they hint at things when they talk. So when they do say stuff, first off, look at their account and see who they have favorited, because they won't ever say why they haven't favorited. They'll just like show all of a sudden their roster.
It's for the ISO. No.
Yeah, it's for the ISO or whatever bullshit they want to say. And then when they go over things, they'll say certain things that they are hoarding, and they won't give a reason why. Mm-hmm. And so when you see those things, and I'm only talking from OMG and Valley. The rest of them are just a bunch of scammers anyway, so don't really put 2 cents into anything that any of the other ones say. But OMG and Valley, they really do want to help the community, and OMG is a little bit for himself because that's his life. Mm-hmm. And I think Valley is kind of the same way. That's his monetary gains.
Yeah.
But they've both been around forever, and so they're pillars of the community, and they're ones that the devs and stuff are going to tell things to, ask questions from, get opinions from, more so than anybody else. I mean, maybe Dorky would be next, and now Pathfinder is going to be up there too. But Pathfinder he's not going to say shit.
Not now,
and Dorky won't say something until it's a rage, because that's how he gets his views. So the ones that actually say things, and like we're listening to Boomer today in a video with Dorky about the blog, and he was actually saying how he felt, which was cool. He's like, all these mega Krakens, is making it so it's this way.
They got pissed off because their advantage for spending wasn't big enough.
Yeah, if I spend money, I'm not able to get an advantage on those that just have the power cores. Mm-hmm. Is basically where they're going, and that's not going to change this.
No.
But it is going to change those that throughout the time of doing things are able to unlock characters and do a little bit here and a little bit there.
Yeah. And really, they claimed that more people were engaged. Well, yeah, you also had events requiring Illuminati in them to get diamonds on tools, to get Crimson gear. You have an event going on for Arena right now, for Annihilators. Well, duh. Going in, but it doesn't mean I'm engaged. Like,
yeah, I'm just getting him out of the way.
Like, okay, I'm done. Now what? Like,
so the quality time versus quantity of time, I think, really needs to pick up, because they throw these events and they throw these towers and they throw these pocket dimensions and they throw these DDs and all this random stuff out all of a sudden that's new or whatever. But first off, the ones who can spend are just going to pass it super quick.
Yep.
And so those of us that are having to lug our way through it, we're going to be left in the dust to those, 200,
and we get
300 that
because
spend.
We're like, oh, I'll finish my second run tomorrow. Well, now and behold, you could do it every day. And now you're a day behind, and now you've lost 3,000 to 4,000 points on the leaderboard.
Yeah, because I didn't have an hour to set aside to hit auto over and over again to do a mode twice.
Yeah.
It's 2 hours worth of
and again,
time
the spenders get pissed off because, now they're going to have more resources than us, and you got to take it away from them, and you can't give it to them. They're like,
yeah. I mean, I guess I cut it down to 35 minutes at the end, but still, that's an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That I'm spending out of a day, or 2 days to do these 2 first times. And then now they want us to do it every day. So I mean, that was if you got 6 runs, and what is that? That's 7 hours. That's 7 hours of gameplay just on those 6 runs.
It's a part-time job for the week.
That's crazy, and that's if you're getting a 35-minute. Any more, it's which most people are more.
Mine was more in the 40s, but then it's because I was getting sidetracked and doing.
Heaven forbid you have a life while you're doing it. Yeah, no, I agree. So this is.
The only positive was that they said they weren't going to paywall entering events. You could enter the event, do some of it, but if you wanted to advance, you're going to have to spend. Like these stupid Sentinel right now. The first nodes don't have any rewards.
They're only going to have limited events.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's no way they can't paywall them, because if they have a character...
Well, that's what I'm saying. With Sentinel,
if you need a character,
to do anything,
right, it's paywall.
In Sentinel, now it's paywall.
Because, I mean, if you think about it, the release is... A lot of them are now 100. There's very few that are 45.
And they said they're going to possibly go into 4
So they could be 180s instead as a release. So even at the hundreds right now, as far as like orbs, if you get lucky and you're averaging 10, that's 10 orbs you have to open. That's 6,750 power cores. That's if you get extremely lucky and you average 10. The majority of us are going to be averaging 6, 7 probably.
I think I get 60s and between 60 and 80.
I would say 7 is probably the average. So that's 14 orbs that you're going to have to open. Yeah. So that's an extra 2,400 power cores. So you're talking almost 9,000 power cores to release a character.
And there's those who's not going to core because, what if there's a core event next week?
And that's the thing, they don't align the core events with character releases. It's like... okay, and so what I told Zem, which is, he's a listener and he's one of the ones that comment, a lot in our videos, and we appreciate him. He had messaged me today about this, hey, hold on to your ass. Basically, here comes a fun blog that's coming out. Just prepare yourself. And so when it did, I read it, and it's like, it doesn't make a lot of sense. It really doesn't, because you're hurting the people that are like me, the one that are just buying one deal because I don't want to spend the power cores. Those are the people you're hurting, because okay, I'm getting the release, I'm getting 100 shards, usually is what the $50 is for, because I'm not going to spend any more than that. The $50 is the most. And
really, what it's doing is like, okay, well, what's the point? If I need them at 5 stars for the event that's next week, why am I going to spend $150 to $100 to just even unlock the tuning at 3? Because there's not going to be an event, there's not going to be ways to get them to shards to 5. So there's no point in spending the 50. So you just saved me $50. Thanks, Stokely. Because there's no point. There's no point in people like me buying or coring for that tune if there's no shards by the time an event comes out that they're needed for.
Well, and see, that's the thing. So if the event comes out and even if they don't say that it's 5 stars, it's still paywalled, because you're going to have to get the character first.
All the Annihilator stuff is everything, 5, 6, and 7.
So one way or another, either you're spending $80 to $90 in power cores, or you're spending $50 regular dollars to unlock the character.
Yeah.
One of the two. Either way, that's resources and money, store credit, if you want to look at it that way. That's store credit or actual money that you're spending on these tunes.
Yeah, they went too far too fast, and now they can't really backpedal, but they have to backpedal.
They can backpedal. It's very easy to backpedal. It's very easy.
Go back to the the event campaigns that
put the releases at every 14 days.
Like they
put blitz releases, and so day 1 when you release a character, right? You just have the character, the deals, the cores, whatever. They have their own little showcase, bullshit, whatever. The next week after you release that character, do a blitz. Do a blitz where you're able to unlock the character, right? And then if you have the character at 7 stars already, you don't get rewards for that blitz. Straight up. Just you don't get rewards. We know you can do that because you've done it in Scourges. So have your own leaderboard, because they've done that before. Put them in their own bracket. They have 7, the equivalent of 7 stars worth of shards. Put them in their own bracket where they just get the rewards and not the shards. And release the shards to everybody else. No fucking diamonds for any of these bullshit things that they do. Put them in the showcase like you did. I like that the next character is in the showcase. The Nimrod in the showcase for Sentinel. I think that's kind of cool, because then when you get Sentinels, and you're able to get the diamonds for the next character. I think that's pretty neat. Keep that up. But anyways, after the first week, do a blitz. 3 days later, do another blitz, because the other character now is going to come out in 4 days after that second blitz, right? So we're working. So then the people that are spending have already leveled them up. They're ready to go. The next character comes out. These people, if they want to rush and then buy the next character, they have 4 days to upgrade. Otherwise, they can do the same thing the following week, and they're that week behind still, but they're able to get this character by putting time and effort into the game. You put your money first that way, your people with power cores, they are able to unlock, and then you're putting the people that actually want to put time and effort the second half. It's not an event, it's just a blitz. That's all it needs to be. It's mindless droning, whatever, but it gives everybody an opportunity. And it makes these fucking new people that come in that have the low-ass TCPs have to level up their roster rather than just streamlining all the way to the end.
Yeah.
I'm only going to upgrade 25 characters to get through DD7.
100k heroes for hire on
That's
defense,
horrible.
but you have Mephisto?
Because if you do that with Blitz, you're not going to get as high rankings as somebody with a full-out roster. So it gives us older players a little bit of an advantage that don't spend, but we're free to play and we're wide rosters. It gives us a little bit of advantage come that Blitz, because we can do less blitzes and get more points than somebody who has a tall roster. So it actually, it's helping the player base in the middle. The blitz is actually a good resource to use. So you have your payers, you have your power quarters, and then you have your free-to-players the next week. I think that is fair. You don't have to do an event that way. You have the showcase, they can still use it.
At 3 months, 4 months.
And people are still going to spend on blitzes. There's going to be people that are like, oh shit, I got to upgrade these other teams so that I get more points and have more rotations through, more save squads, whatever. I'm gonna buy blitz charges. I'm gonna use my power cores for a couple rotations to get my APOC team through to make sure I get these guaranteed wins with these lower teams. Whatever you're gonna do. It's like, that would make the most sense. That would put a balance a little bit. Slow down the cadence, 14 instead of this 10-day release, which is what they're doing. It's every 10 days we get a new character. Put it at 14.
Every 30 to 60 days you're getting an event and it's one event per team. So there'll be one.
Right.
Like
they'll do this trickle down like they did with the last two, where it's the Gore, Gladiator, Thanos, and then you have them all that you can do.
Have some sort of an event.
And then this one's going to be Sentinel, whoever the fuck's next, Omega Sentinel.
Yeah.
And then you'll have
now
the
this
whole
Orcus
event.
team, to please the spenders even more, they've already buffed them, so now that they work in war and outside of
So they did the same kind of thing as they always do. It's a classic Scopely. So they release a blog. It's controversial. It gets people like, holy fuck, what are you doing? You're really taking this events away, so I can't just unlock free-to-play. I have to use power cores or have to use money. And then they go, oh, look, all of you that have unlocked Orcus already, thank you so much for all your effort and bending over backwards for us. We're going to make them better outside of just raids. So here's your shiny little thing to look at. Don't look at that last blog. That really means nothing. Look at this one. Look, we're going to upgrade them. We're going to make them better. This is awesome. Look at it. Isn't this cool?
And I can't imagine if the player's voice was really the player's voice that they would be on board with some bullshit like this.
I don't know how much say they have. I think they do a lot of complaining, and I think the company is just like, okay, what the fuck? We'll throw you a bone every once in a while. Here's some more power cores.
Yeah.
They don't really know that we're just going to up the prices of things and make this the only way to unlock stuff. It's like...
I just don't get it. That, maybe it'll be beneficial in the long run, but as of right now, all I'm seeing is mass exodus.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of those mid players that don't want to pay, don't want to use your power cores, very stingy hoarders.
Yeah.
That do certain things in certain ways. You're going to be like, okay, this probably ain't worth it for me to do this. I'm just going to either chill out down lower and wait for the unlock and not worry about the top teams, or just outright go somewhere else.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like they smacked me in the face. Like, I spent on Gladiator, cored him. I think I bought Gore and then cored Thanos. Like, I spent
one or the other,
shit tons of cores, bought the tunes. They suck ass in Arena. You don't even use them other than Gladiator. If you don't have Gladiator, you're screwed.
Right.
And so it was just like, well, then you took him away and didn't tell us there was not going to be an event for him until after his orbs were gone. So I couldn't core him more to get him bigger to be able to compete
A lot
in
of
arena.
tooling with people's minds. Absolutely.
And now this is the release method going forward. That's just
This
too
is the
stressful,
thing.
and I'm not going to base it on, oh, I'm going to flip a coin today and see if, I might unlock a tune because random. No.
It's the same thing, and I've said it for a million years, and it's not only here, it's in jobs, it's in society,
everywhere.
it's in everywhere. The only thing that is consistent is change.
Yeah.
And they're changing things up, which is uncomfortable for a lot of people. I look at it, I'm like, okay, I just got to adapt, I guess. And what do you do? It's not really a big deal. I don't really look to max everybody out, so I don't really give a shit. I kind of play, as soon as I can pass something,
I
I
don't
move on
care
to
to
the
max
next.
them out, but why should somebody who chooses to spend an ungodly amount of money on this game have a 6-month advantage over me? In 6 months, that team is worthless. By the time I get them and unlock them, it's useless. There's no point in then getting that team because they're out of the meta and they're no longer needed. So what is the point of continuing to play if you're not going to be able to unlock a
So
tune?
this is the thing. If they're making these tunes arena based or war defense based, then yes, that is the case.
Well, but it needs
And
raids. I'm going to hold the whole alliance back because I don't want to spend the $50 to $100 for a tune.
No, but you won't, because you can still get through with the older stuff. You just got to upgrade them more. So that becomes a choice.
I don't know how much more I could upgrade them.
That just becomes a choice, and you'll unlock the other characters eventually, and you'll trickle through, or you can partner up with somebody that's kind of the same boat as you, which is why you're with me. So it's like, there's ways around that, but when you make it arena or war defense, and then you got to wait 6 months, it's not going to be worth getting at that 6 month mark.
Because the war bonuses have changed.
War bonuses have changed.
Like
the new
everything.
war offense teams have come up. Counters have been put out for it. Same thing arena.
Yeah.
So you're not going to get the actual initial advantage of those. Now,
All
war
they're-
offense, they might not be number 1 war offense in 6 months, but they'll be number 3, 4,
Yeah.
and you'll still be using them out of your 14 teams. So that's not really much of a
Possibly.
problem. No,
Well,
you will be.
All they're doing is those people that are sitting on the fence right now, they just jumped over that fence and said, fuck off, I'm done.
Maybe.
Because I'm not going to wait 6 months.
Well, you don't
A
have
month tops.
So you don't have to wait 6
even
months,
that
because
is
you
too
can
much.
you can core to unlock. It's just over time, and that's
Every
why
2 weeks, you're going to have 7,000 power cores every 2 weeks to hope to get the unlock. And it's probably less than that. It's probably once a week.
Yes, you will. You will. You get 400 a day just from arena. I'm saying 400 to be kind. There's some that are more.
Yeah.
So 400 a day just arena, and we're talking 10 days. That's 4,000 power cores just there. And so you're not counting the gold milestones. You're not counting the strike pass, the battle pass that are 150. You're not counting the campaign energy. When you spend those, you get power cores back, the daily objectives, all that stuff. You're going to get over that much. And like if you're one of those wobblers and you're going from 4 to 450 every day, then that could be another 2,000 power cores. So, I mean, you're easily over that 10 orbs. And then they'll probably throw 5 to you for free, and then the orbs
They haven't
over
had a 5 shard free lane.
in the web store.
Not for a long time.
Okay.
Not for a new tune.
Well, so anyway, so they'll give you the ones in the things, which, I mean, by that time, they'll give you those free orbs. So say there's 1 per free orb, and you get 2 a day, so there's 14. So there's 14 more shards. And then because of those, you get the milestones, and you probably get 5 more shards from there, so there's 19. So 19, so now you're talking 80 to unlock, and 80, and it's way more manageable to get 80 and 10 orbs than it is to get 100. So, I mean, you're able to unlock. It's just that you're going to have to manage those resources. You're going to have to be one of those people that are like, you do a good job with it. My power cores, I'm not touching them. I got 20,000. Okay, I can spend 10.
I've spent a few just for Gladiator because I needed to get those 40 shards to be able to get a little 5-star.
Right, and people like you are going to be fine because you are stingy with your power cores. You manage to get the 600 campaign energy every day, which I don't know how you do it without spending cores, but you do. You spend the gold every day, which is the other part of it, and then the occasional pass is going to get you 1,000 power cores.
But I still don't see free-to-plays, people in higher-end alliances, well, not even really higher-end alliances because they're all got to be spenders. Like, I'm not going to wait and be 30 to 60 days behind on the meta when it changes damn near monthly at this point.
Well, think of it this way. There's not many more ways they can change up raids, right? They can put a new team out and then they can phase out, like, say the next one that comes out is phasing out Spider Society and phasing out havin. Okay? You're still going to be able to use whoever they put, like say they finally put Bullseye and I don't know who else, Zemo, right, as the characters. So you have them, so there's two. There's going to be a way you can pair those up with somebody else that's skill, Black Knight, something, Kestrel, to get through those next raids.
You'll be able to 70% them.
Yeah. You'll be able to get through those next raids with some conglomerate of teams that you put together, or partnering up with somebody else that's in the same boat as you and getting through to certain nodes.
I don't know. It'll be interesting to see the outcome in this because it's a 50-50
6 months from now,
right
definitely we'll check and see.
It is a 50-50 split right now as to whether or not I'm going to keep going. The only reason I keep going is because I like the community. I stopped doing infographics because every time I post one, well, this is what this person uses, and oh, well, that person has one, and all right, well, then I'm done. Like, go to those people if you want your shit, because I'm not going to waste my time to help people who were like, oh, well, they have one and they have this. I go there then.
Yeah.
Like, nope.
Yeah, go look at Marvel churches that are just based on the one fucking dude that doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Old as hell and always gets complaints
usually
on Reddit
old,
about.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, garbage. No thanks.
Or go listen to OMG, with his ISO selection that's just based on what he's doing with, a maxed out tune in the test server.
Yeah. Basically.
Why you would do Lady Deathstrike as a striker instead of a raider, I have no idea. And that's what he was going with. And I'm like, why? I know the bleeds might be doing a little bit more damage, but guess what? They do a shit ton of fucking damage just the way she is.
Yeah.
And you're getting multiple vulnerables that way. You're not going to get vulnerables from Scientist Supreme.
Yeah.
She doesn't attack. I mean, her basic does, but other than that, she's not going to attack, and you're going to want her as a healing kind of thing. So, are you going to... Sentinels? Why? The bots aren't going to do anything. You're just looking for the Mega Bot. Why are you going to put Striker on him or Raider on him? It's like, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Yeah. So,
and go listen to those that know the right counters but tell you the wrong ones because they can't give you the counter to Mephisto.
That's where Updog comes in.
Because it's only for the whales and the Kraken.
Because we've seen that with Updog the last time. We compared what his teams were on his chart that he sent out to everybody and what they were using in war. It is completely different.
Their defenses, nope, none of it lines up. So how do you know these are the counters? Clearly you're not getting that
You just got a lot of crooks out there, and then you got other people that are like, oh, join my Patreon if you want the actual information. I'm not going to put it out for you. And we're trying to do it for free. For
or
people
those
just
that are like, oh, Black Knight, one shots. No, he didn't even tickle the dude, but okay.
Oh my god, yeah, that video was ridiculous. Black Knight, one shot, what was it? It was Ultimate's one-shot Black Knight.
Yeah.
I'm like, what are you talking about? No, he does not.
Tickle.
Yeah, you're absurd, dude. Like, maybe if your Black Knight was, I don't know, gear 75, or level 75, like, down there, and your Ultimates was maxed out, okay, that could happen. But not anywhere it's going to matter, and especially not in war. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I don't know.
My Annihilator's got to win against old Tiny, whatever the fuck, in Updog. They lost to my Annihilators.
Yeah. Annihilators are still a team trying to figure out how to beat. But they suck on offense, I'll tell you that much. Suck on offense.
Yeah, I don't know about them yet. Just had to use them on offense, though, because they didn't want them. Which is nice for some of those events when Illuminati came out. They wanted them on offense, so they used them for the milestone events.
Yeah.
Used them in Crucible.
Well, Gore so far has been pretty worthless in DD. Thanos did absolutely nothing in DD. Surfer is tanky. Surfer sits there. He's always my last one standing, and Gladiator does a pretty good job, even though he goes below 50, so they speed up when it's to speed up characters. But it's usually Gladiator and Surfer that are sitting there at the end with, Kang still hanging away. And who was the other one that I took? I took 6 total. I think it was Void Knight. Mm-hmm. And Void Knight just goes away.
Yeah, I think I have Val.
Void Knight just goes away. I didn't take Val just because of the osmium, and I wanted to get. I ended up getting Gambit and Nightcrawler for Global to finally pass through that because Panafool, Deadpool, Tigra, Hank Pym, Quicksilver, Black Knight are all trash in Global.
They are garbage. And Cabal is so fucking slow that, you get a couple of turns and you can decimate and do some damage.
Yeah,
once they take a turn, you're done.
Yeah.
I mean, I had one run where I was doing 100 million, and then the next run was a 4 because they all had their ults ready to go. So then I had to go on the next day.
Yeah.
There's another 50
They're
million
quite tanky. I'll give them that. Cabal's quite tanky. And when you add, I think honestly, Sunspot with Nightcrawler is probably going to be your best because that way Nightcrawler's ulting every time in DD7 and to open up, which is going to put slows and stuff
and
on
I've got Gambit and Black Knight with them.
Yeah, and Gambit's a good second. I think it's either Gambit or Nightcrawler or Sunspot. Like those 3 kind of combined like in some way are usually good. And then Cabal, the 3 of them I think are your next as far as Global. But Annihilators have been trash in Cosmic, and the Illuminati were trash in Global.
Yeah, I'm going to have to rethink my strategy because everybody I have pegged and saved to go in, I have no gear for. I've got shit tons of skill gear, shit tons of all this other stuff. Getting no mutant, no mystic, no bio.
Yeah, skill Cosmic. That's a fun one.
I'm like, come on here. Give
skill
me
Cosmic.
The gear.
Yeah.
It's garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then the DD8 planner came to the game, and...
Oh, that was funny.
G19 required. No, it's not required. We just put it on the planner in case you don't have the team at G19.
AKA it's required.
It's just recommended.
Just like Spider Society was not required for Old Man Logan.
Yeah.
Just like Sus was not required.
Or APOC. Yeah.
It's like, oh my gosh.
It's like APOC's not required in Dark Dimension. No, yeah.
Yeah.
Required, yeah. I want to see you go in there with your level 85 tune, buddy. Have at it.
Right.
You let me know how that works out for you.
I want to see the person, too, that in the Pocket Dimension didn't take APOC or Sus. And instead had Ultimus, Kestrel, Doom, and Ultron.
Right.
I want to see how that worked out for you, because I guarantee you that didn't work. So therefore, those 2 are required as well. In some combination, either or. So just because they don't say it's required, they call it recommended, it's required in some way or another.
Have you not seen the rest of the recommendations?
Yeah,
it's a requirement.
It's what it is.
It's just a different R word.
But it's like in Scourges when they say, you're recommended gear 15 and your 15s get fucking thrashed. It's because really it's 17.
18s get thrashed.
Yeah, it's really because it's 17 up.
Your 19s were getting destroyed.
So, yeah, it's just giving false hope to these newer players that think that they have it covered because all they need to do is waste their resources on purple ISO.
I'll get Odin first and I could use Odin to unlock.
No, take your time. Relax. Don't even worry about DD6. Just take your time. Widen your roster. Have fun with your tunes because by the time you are actually ready for DD6, naturally the tunes that are going to be best for it are going to be ready to go or they're just going to be being released.
I just passed DD3 and I'm on my way to Mephisto and I'm going to get Odin next week. What now?
Yeah, I just don't understand it.
They speed run everybody to endgame with all these things that they were doing for new players.
Yeah.
There's an abundance of new players in the game that have no idea what they're doing.
No idea, and they're just getting bamboozled.
Information from wrong sources.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but they said this and they said that. Yeah, well, they said this last week, so... they also have went back on so many promises. We're not going to do this, and we're not going to do that. And guaranteed tune farmability, 2 7-stars within 3 months.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, look, play. Okay, fine, players cancel. Fine, 6 months. Jesus. Yay, we won, we got it. 2 months later, we're going to go back on that.
Yeah. They still haven't opened the
7 to 8
floodgates on Crimson Gear. It's nowhere to be found other than one store.
Yeah,
Like,
one
come
store.
on. Give me some orbs other than the crappy raid ones you've got that give you nothing. You can't even buy them
Barely.
with raid tickets. I've now amassed over 2 million raid credits.
Dude, I didn't realize I hadn't opened Crimson Orbs in a while, and I had like 300 and something saved. And so I opened them all, and I got one osmium.
Yep.
It's so nice of them.
Yep.
So nice. I really appreciated
But then
that
you've
one
got
osmium.
all these free-to-plays. Like, how? Unless you're in a top alliance getting carried, there is no way. I core the gear store and buy it all at this point. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, this is getting to be ridiculous. It's been almost a year.
Yeah. Well, after this event is over, we're going to move up a little bit in Orcus raids. We'll see if maybe we get a little bit more influx of orbs, but I don't think it's going to be much different.
There's like one difference. There's nothing.
There's nothing.
It's stupid.
And the raid season rewards are nothing.
Garbage.
So, I
Raid
mean,
milestones are
staying in
nothing.
the top 1,000, I guess, is okay, but the difference between 1,000 and below that is negligible.
Pretty much.
So,
You don't even have Crimson Orbs and like War. Like, come on.
yeah, I don't know where they're going to add it,
Diamonds are
but it's got to add
only
more.
accessible through the top 1,000 in Crucible.
Oh, that's so ridiculous. Yeah, just keeping the rest of the people that don't want to waste time every day on something where they win the first two, and then they lose one match and they get knocked all the way back to where they were the
but we
week before.
changed it. No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
You're not going to
You
make
just
it
made
any
the
better.
numbers less for everybody.
Yeah.
The numbers are less for everybody. It's not going to change it for anybody. I don't know how they don't understand that. So it's like this. So if you're going up 20 points, and the person that's beside you is going up 20 points, and the person beside them is going up 15 points, the person beside them is going up 15, 10, 5, 5, 5, right? And you do that. Now you go, oh, I'm going to change everything. Instead of going up 20, you're going up 5. And the person besides going up 5, and then 4, and then 3, and then 2. You're still going up and down at the same rate.
Yeah.
The difference is the number, not the rate in which you were climbing and falling. If everybody has the same number they're going up by, then everybody's going up at the same rate. The rate is the problem.
Still with the same people. I had 3 people flat out not even attacked. All with zeros.
Yeah.
And I attacked. I won the first one and lost the second one and third one by like minuscule amounts of points. The third one was because I was throwing it because of the stupid event that started on the last day of Crucible.
Yeah,
So I wanted to get the most points for the Gladiator event as possible this week. So I
Get it out of the
threw a
way,
couple of rooms.
so that way if something comes up Sunday and you can't do your Crucible attacks, you're not fucked.
But that's not
I
the
love
reason
it when
lost
people
that
are like,
one.
you know you have a whole week, you have 3 whole rounds. Yeah, what if I have a life?
Right?
What if my internet goes out? What if my phone, which it doesn't work, you know?
Right.
What if something happens? I have to work at 16 and I can't get to the phone. You know? Like, you go in maintenance all of a sudden because if something happens in the game and they got to close it down. You know,
You
there's
never know
so
with
many
this
things that
game.
can happen. At the time it comes out, just get it done.
Yep. And so, yeah, I ended up coming in 5th, 4th, behind, you know, with 3 people behind me that didn't even attack. Like,
Yeah.
this is ridiculous.
Negligible.
Like, but then I dropped 3,000 places. I was in like 17,000, and now I'm down to like 21,000 after 1 week losing. Like, okay,
Yeah.
how does that make sense?
It doesn't.
Like, I know the new scoring hasn't taken effect, but it's bullshit. Like, to drop
It's
that
gonna be
far.
the same thing. It's gonna be the same. We're gonna be going up by numbers and down by numbers, and the
And
numbers are
unless
gonna be
you're-
smaller.
And now you get a cool frame if you're in the top 100. Like, who the fuck cares?
Well, no, that's fine. That's fine because that makes those people. It gives them something that's not
Look
something
at
we're
me.
gonna look after. Exactly. It's gonna give them something to brag about that we're not gonna look after. I don't care about that. Get something cosmetic. That's fine. That's what they should do rather than giving 3 diamonds.
Yeah. No, these diamonds is ridiculous.
Because
Like,
diamonds is something that affects in-game. The cosmetics, I don't care. It doesn't affect me in-game.
yeah, give them costumes, give them things.
Give them
Go
shiny
for it.
emote that moves or
All
something.
these gold tunes. Woo. Ooh.
Yeah, right. Give them something like that. That's fine with
But
me.
giving them
I'm
a 6 month, a 3 to 6 month advantage,
cool. Circle
overall,
back around.
Like-
Segue.
it just, yes, spenders deserve somewhat of an advantage.
Yep.
You know, just like we could afford to buy a car so our kid doesn't have to walk 3 miles to school.
And we're not
but
riding
our
the
next door
bus.
neighbor then has to walk 3 miles to school. Is that fair? Well, he didn't spend wisely, you know? Whatever.
Yeah.
We could give him a ride if he asked. But something like this where you're then getting knocked out, you can't stay in the top even 100 at some points in arena.
Mm-hmm.
War, look at all the millions you're taking away from war and alliances.
Yeah.
Then raids, you can't do the raids because you're not spending.
Well, like I said, you can with older tunes, I think. I don't think that's going to impact as much of the raid ones. It's the arena one and the war defense that's really going to... Because if you don't have a counter for the war defense for those 6 months, it's going to be a pain in the ass. And if you don't have the arena counter, it's going to be a pain in the ass. Because now that's where our resources are. So when these Odins start hitting, like Mephisto did, having Mephisto and Odin, where he's clearing the exhausted from Mephisto and clearing stuff from Mephisto in war and clearing it in arena and stuff, like...
Yeah, because nobody's even come up with a counter for arena for a Mephisto.
No,
and if they have, they're not sharing it.
Yeah. It's all about getting that cone flip and hoping you're going first with Mephisto. And even that doesn't work all the time. So. Which
I thought they said, like, gore and whatnot was supposed to be the key to beating Mephistos. No, it's not. I've tried hundreds of different ways.
There's that battlefield effect. That's what I thought it was supposed to do. So we'll see. There's some secret thing. Maybe Nimrod will be the answer. Isn't he the next one out? That's who it is. Nimrod. Interesting character. Great name. Nimrod.
I mean, some of the stuff the community names the orbs, names, you know, the tunes, like...
Burger King.
Makes no sense.
But anyways, thank you for listening in. Yeah, this is going to be a quick little hot to the presses type thing that we're going to probably, hopefully...
I won't be lazy. I'll
get out Friday. So this will be coming out Friday. I don't know the date, but it will not have a number. This is going to be fresh to the presses. Read now. Super important. I don't know as much as it is.
Find one of those.
But anyways, as always, we really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for listening in. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let your mom listen to it. See what she thinks. You know, tell your dad about it. It could be cool. You know, grandpa, grandma, whatever, your dogs, that works too. Maybe cats. Could be a cat person. Tell the specter that's in your bedroom with you. Ooh, you must listen to this. So anyways, I'm Biz.
I'm Sable.
And this is the person in the corner. Your name is. And until next time, peace.